Hello and welcome. I'm here with Sploit here in my chat, who is the founder of Little Goats. This is from what I understand, something like Cryptokitties, but built on the Cardano network. At least that's to my understanding, and I'll just have a look at it, and Sploit here can probably answer some questions. Sploit here, if you want to, you can always, I would be very happy if you hop onto Discord with me and we can chat a bit. Maybe you can guide me around and I can have a critical look at you with stuff. No, we are using similar DNA scheme, but we won't do breeding system. Ah, okay. To sum it up, for me, like Cryptokitties, but with no breeding system. So why, you ask? NFTs are here to completely revolutionize digital art and the gaming industry. I completely agree. The Cardano blockchain has one of the best set of brains working on the subject. This is an experimental project being made by a set of very passionate individuals who decided to collaborate and innovate in Cardano native tokens. You'll be able not only to buy and trade the Lil Goat collectibles, but also play and have fun with them. So here I want to say I'm just starting to dive a bit more into the project sphere of the whole blockchain world. So far, I've been mostly interested in the scientific, theoretical work that's been done in the blockchain. But since the scientific research is pretty slow, and I'm currently being a bit depleted on new information intake, I'm starting to look more into projects as well. So there's the Discord, Little Goats, explore. I mean, the first thing I usually ask for, or I want to see, is a white paper. But I get that for something like Lil Goats, you probably don't need a white paper. I mean, at what stage is this at the moment? Because in order to do a review or to give you some feedback, I would kind of like to know what's going on. I mean, at least browse around in the GitHub repository or something, because at the moment there's only the website and I don't really have much to go on and to comment and give feedback. Otherwise, what I can look at, I mean, but to give you the feedback on the general idea. I mean, today it's 20 days. Okay, man, then. So you've done a website and probably thought a bit about architecture stuff and what you're gonna do next. Yeah, this is very interesting. I mean, as soon as you have something more substantial, like an architecture an architecture draft or anything, or a white paper draft, I would be very, very happy if you throw it my way, and I can definitely have a look at it. I have laid out a DNA sequencing scheme and server layout. Well, that's interesting. I mean, also let me know if you want me to look at that publicly on stream, or if I should treat some stuff confidential. That I can, of course, do that also in. Okay, so in this part, I'm just looking at the architecture draft of the Lil Goats team, and I'm Sploit here is here in chat on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CrusaderW. I'm doing. I hope I do this blockchain AMA more often. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, just drop by and ask me questions. Send me information on your project. I'm gonna have a look at it. It's basically free consulting, and I record it. If you want it to be, yeah, I think, I mean, not now, but that's cool. Let's have a look at this. So you are having Okay, so the 50K DNA sequence, so the DNA sequences have 50,000 characters in bytecode, I guess, or in binary code, right? Or what are characters for you? Because as I would say, I mean, I'm also not that familiar on Cardano or how that stuff is encoded. I'm really looking at this from a very high level perspective, but the DNA sequencing is done on demand. So, but is the sequencing done by the front end? No, I guess the sequencing is done by the blockchain, right? So you send, hey, I would like to create a little goat, and then the blockchain is basically rolling the dice for you, right? So that's what's happening. Ah, the DNA will be hashed for public. Okay. So the picture you sent me earlier, is that basically like the first the segments that you represent in the Go DNA structure on top? Is that already the hash, or is that the 50K carat sequence? Okay, you will pre-generate all 50K DNAs, and they will be in your MongoDB. Okay, this is only to save time, right? And so why? No, then you basically have the DNA structure in the database, and then you hash that stuff and hash it on the blockchain. Okay, then upon buy, it will decode DNA, assemble character, create metadata, and mint. Okay, I get that. And how does your minting process work? You said something about hashing, and like what I've always been wondering is hashing is usually, yeah, of course, so you don't want long load times. I get that. And but then again, isn't a part of the magic that the DNA sequencing, so the random part of all that is happening with true randomness. I mean, true randomness on the blockchain. I mean, I get that you want to move fast, but so what you're basically doing is you're putting a centralized application in place that is generating the DNA sequence that decodes it, creates the character, creates the metadata, and then the minting is written on the blockchain. So basically you do the goat generation and the DNA sequencing centralized to be fast, but then put the minting on the blockchain. And then basically all the other stuff happens again in the, so to say, centralized front end. So you've chosen a server client architecture where all the front end stuff and all the, yeah, so to say, the, I mean, it's a bit the criticism that I have here. If I would, the hashing is just so to not let our DNA sequences completely public. But what is the problem with leaving your DNA sequencing public? I mean, the question that I'm asking myself at the moment is, why do you even need the blockchain? I mean, it's only for the minting, and you're saying, hey, actually, so I'm sorry, please don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to be very, very harsh and critical here, because I think it's also one of the critical points when it comes to decentralized application, that Okay, because we will be partially centralized due to our game that comes next. Okay, that I get that part. This is definitely interesting. So I guess you don't wanna. So you are designing a game around the goats. I mean, the screenshot already indicates something like a Pokemon game with goats. This is pretty cool, and for that to happen on real time, you wanna do it on the centralized parts, and also to avoid hacking to some extent. Okay, the blockchain will allow our characters to be owned and transferred regardless. Okay. So the website is where you, or the littlegoats.io is where you create the goats, and then you own them on the blockchain. So you probably connect a wallet to that. I don't know, whatever browser wallet is supported by Cardano. And then you basically connect your goat through the wallet to the game, and then you can play the game with that goat. But we want to hold the proprietary mechanism we will build for the game. Okay. I get that. That is interesting. That makes sense. Case you know, real-time fully blockchain is not feasible for games. Yeah, I mean, for real-time, it's not just a problem that is problematic. I mean, in general, internet latency is already a problem, and I know it's highly problematic. Like, I'm not an expert, but I've actually been thinking and planning to get into blockchain related game development, because I think some problems that exist in games can be solved very elegantly by blockchain. But the real trick here is how to make, so especially that you're planning a real-time game that is somehow connected with a blockchain, that makes it very interesting. This is cool. So if you are interested, because I'm definitely interested to read up on those topics a bit more. So if you need my help on that project, I'm definitely happy to join in on an uncommitted basis. So whenever I feel like it, whenever I'm interested in that kind of stuff, I would be very, very interested to join you guys and to help you out. But I would say for the official recording and for the official review, we kind of learned enough about Lil Goats on my blockchain AMA today. Unless you want to say something, so I will stop the recording and we can talk a bit more on stream. And I would recommend that we just meet and talk about more what you can mint Cardano tokens without NFT tokens. It's all low level. Okay. Transactions can be built purely via CLI. Okay, I'll have to dig a bit deeper into that, but I'm not gonna do that now on stream. How about we hop into a call sometime in the next couple of days, and you can Saturday. Okay, we have a call on Saturday. I will join as well if I may.